First thing I want to say before I get into this ridiculous review, like my new shirts, this is embroidery. There's a whole story about that. I'd like to tell you about it, but people are telling me, keep your videos under 10 minutes. I could talk all day, but you know me. Anyway, this is the cold open, and I am the publisher of Spinfuel eMagazine. I'll be right back. Today's review, actually, my first review, yay, is the Kanger Aerotank Turbo. This is a ridiculous tank, but it vapes pretty well, or pretty good. And there's a lot to say about it, so let's get right to it. First of all, this holds 6 millimeters 6 milliliters of juice. Now you think that's a lot, and it is a lot, but when you take this puppy apart, which I will do, I have this on my eVic Supreme, by the way, and there's some funky math involved here that you will see with, well, I don't know if you'll see it or not. I don't know. I might shoot some close-up videos or whatever. Anyway, you unscrew this puppy by using the black, nicely etched, really pretty band, and you take it off. And what you always do, what I do anyway, is I always reseat the atomizers when they come in. Now this little bad boy here, bad boy, oh Christ. This clearamizer, glassamizer, are you ever going to finish unscrewing, for the love of God? This thing has two dual coil, bottom coil deals on here. Alright, that's it. See, I was screwing it longer than I had to, which, believe me, is not usually a problem for me. Tool heads, two. Now, if I can, let's see if I can do some magic here. This is full. I filled this before the video started. Now, you don't want to over-tighten these either, but you don't want to under-tighten them. This is what I always do. I always take these things apart because sometimes you don't know, on its way over from China, you don't know if it's been jostled, you know, if they've come undone. And it happens with a lot of devices that you think are DOA when you get them. Oh yeah, and take it apart, unscrew them, put it back together, and it works just fine. So, that's why I do that, and it's a good idea to do it. So I did it with both of them here, but two dual coils, and you would think these are 1.5 ohm coils. I think when they first started shipping these out for pre-release deals, I think they shipped in with 0.8. I'm not sure, but these are 1.5s. Thank God. Now you can fill it up. This thing looks like it's full. But when you put it back together and you screw the black band on, and this should be easier because it should stop turning when I got it instead of continuing when I got it closed, instead of just, well, hello, let's go, boys. This is one take, so I'm not going to stop. But oh, and the newest thing these days is these aren't just stainless steel. These tanks now are food grade stainless steel, which means it's a higher grade of stainless steel. Can you tell the difference? I don't know. I not really. I do love the 5 holes in the airflow control deal. I mean, this, you can open this puppy up. You can open this up all the way and get a nice easy vape, or you can close it all the way down, which is what I like to do. Probably like a number 1 is good for me. That's because of a nice tight draw, and so whatever you like to do, it's right there. Now this comes completely apart. It's a Pyrex glass tank inside, and it is replaceable. Everything on here is replaceable. I have no doubt that Aerotank will soon start releasing cooler looking exterior tanks like they did with the other Aerotanks, and replaceable drip tip, And I've tried some plastic ones and I've tried some wooden ones, and they all fit fine, so it was not a problem. And hold it up by the drip tip; it's not going to come out. And one little deal with this thing though is they tell you in the manual, and it is true because I have another one of these that somebody walked off with, an employee walked off with, but it's neither here nor there. You can unscrew the top here, which I won't do right now because it's not too tight, and there's a well in here, and you have to pretty much dry it out because it will collect juice somehow, and it's a pain in the ass. But other than that, it's pretty cool. But it is huge. It's made for the 26-650s. That's not. I mean, you can put it on a Provari, and it will look ridiculously top heavy, right? Or you can put it on an eVic Supreme, which is what I use most of the time. This one and a black one that I have. I use the Delta with it usually. Now, here's the deal. Because this is 2 dual coil 1.5s, the math is not 3 ohms, okay? It is 1 ohm. That's right. I have put this on the eVic Supreme, and it read a nice flat 1 ohm. I put it on my meter. It read 1. I put it on the Provari. It read 1. I put it on my Z and A, and it read 1 as well. So the atomizers are very accurate in here, and that's a nice thing. But it's still 1 ohms. It's not 3. So if you don't understand the math, that can be a problem. And before I vape this and give you a shot, show you how it vapes. I want to point out a couple of things of why this is ridiculous and why I don't think Kanger necessarily had to do this, and you don't necessarily have to buy it unless you have a 26-650 and you want something that looks really good on it, and you want 6 milliliters of juice, and so forth and so on. This, you fill the bottom part up, which is what I did, and then you put it back together, and it looks half full or half empty, depending on what kind of person you are. And that, to me, is absolutely ridiculous. We've got to do something about that. Hopefully, next year, somebody will figure out a way to make all this look good without wasting so much space. But it takes a lot of power to run this puppy, too. Puppy. What is this? It takes a lot of power to run this. And because it is 1 ohm, I have it set on, what was I vaping this at? I was vaping it on 28 watts. Now, I was vaping this on 28 watts, and it was pretty good. And I was also using 18 milligram nicotine, and it was Mountain Oak Vapors Rainbow Sorbet, which is not an all-day vape for me because it hits hard, but it's got a great flavor, but it really hits hard. In this guy here, it hits even harder. Now, I'm going to take a regular vape from it, and then I'll try to do what Nick and some of the other guys do, a lung hit, and to show you. And if I pass out, somebody please call 911. Okay, so let's do this. I've got it set on 28.9 watts right now, which equals 5.1 volts. Oh, hello! I shut the air controller all the way down here. That's not good. Let me adjust the airflow control. Hello, hello, Mother, can you help me here? This is ridiculous. Hold on, guys. I mean, everybody wears glasses at my age, don't they? I mean, maybe fighter pilots don't, but then I don't think they're flying fighter pilots at my age either. Okay, here we go. Here we go. I got it closed down to 1. And you're going to love that. I mean, you're really going to love the airflow control if you do wind up buying one. Hear the crickling in that too? It's just, I tell you what, it really does have great flavor and great clouds of vapor. Make some crackling noises. That's going to be tough. All right, here, I'm going to try to do, I should have filled this up with a really mellow kind of thing, but I didn't. All right, let's try this. Rainbow Sorbet, 18 milligram nicotine. Let's try a long hit. Let's not be stupid. That's all I could take. Oh my God! Smooth. Alright, so, and it vapes like a monster, okay? I really wish I would have put something in it like the Plume Room's pistachio pudding. That's a really mellow vape. It's an all-day vape. Feels really, really good to vape that. I could have done that. I could have taken a long hit with that, but this is just way too hard to do. But it's too late now. So, it is... A lot of vapor on it, a lot of taste, a lot of good taste. I mean, a lot of clean taste. You don't taste them. You don't taste any metallic taste. You don't taste. It doesn't taste burnt, even at 28 watts, which is a lot for me. I don't vape at 28 watts, not even if it's a sub ohm. But I was able to get. This is a 1 ohm because of the math, and I'm really getting a nice vape from it. So I guess if I had a 650, I would probably. I would probably use this more, but because it is so top heavy, I mean, this weighs a ton for a glassamizer. It's a little bit big. It's attractive. I think it's even more attractive than the Aerotank Giant, which is kind of a round, squatty thing. You know what I mean? This is, at least it's proportionally, better. And it does give you a great vape. The positives, of course, is that it does give you a great vape. Great flavor, great vapor. It's one of the problems with it is that because there is 2 coils in here, they are most likely going to wear down at the same time. So you've got to buy 2 coil heads and change them out at the same time. I wouldn't, unless you're really looking for that. Chasing the clouds or whatever, I'd stay with the 1.5 ohm because that's plenty. And I'm a passive higher vapor. I vape a lot, and this is really 1.5 ohms times 2 is 1 ohm, and that's plenty. For this anyway. It's about $35 where they sell them, and they sell them basically everywhere. This is wide open. This is wide now. This is not. When we got this, it was. I don't think anybody had them except for. Reviewers, but we just sat on our butts and just didn't do it. I was using my other one for a while. I couldn't make up my mind whether I wanted to really tear this apart in a written review or what. So I mean, I didn't want to give it a 5 stars. It certainly isn't worth a Spinfuel Vape Gear Award, that's for sure, because it's overkill. It's engineered well, except for the fact that there are 6 milliliters of juice, and it looks like it could easily hold 12, and that's a problem for a wasted space or whatever. And it holds a vacuum. Okay, I mean that's how you could create this whole deal here. Is it creates a vacuum, and when you take it apart or whatever, you release that vacuum, so you've got to build it back up again. And when you've got a lot of space in here, it takes a little bit longer to create that vacuum. And I think that they really ought to do something about it. But anyway, it comes in a nice box. Ba-bum. And it comes with 2 extra coil heads. And which is nice. I mean, it keep you going for 6 weeks or so before you have to go out buying new heads. And it's a nice little number. It comes with a manual and all that kind of stuff. And if you have a 26650, it'll look really good. If you don't, it will. It looks top heavy. And if you're that kind of vapor that goes, well, I'm not going to buy one because it's because I need one that fits the width of my batteries, and that's one thing. This is what I usually use. And I doubt I could get much out of this, but there it is, like a lollipop. Maybe I should try it. No, It won't. There's not enough power in these puppies. Puppies, great. That's great. Someone's going to have to pay for that one. Calling me, that's just ridiculous. So, okay, see, now it's registering 0.9. I don't like that. Mother of pearls! It is delicious, though. If you want one, they're 35 bucks. I'm getting high. And there you go. That's all I got to say about it. If you missed anything, re-roll the video and play it again. And I hope you like my new shirts. I got a bunch of these. Cool story. Maybe I'll tell it again. Maybe I'll tell it again. I didn't tell it the first time yet. Maybe I'll tell you in another video. So this is John Manzione, publisher of Spinfuel eMagazine, the most widely read online publication of its kind. And I'm giving you the review of the Aerotank Turbo. Buy it at my vapor store, or buy it at Vapor Authority. 35 bucks. I think you'll like it. And that's it. I'll leave you with a vape. Don't a lot of people do that? They leave you with a vape. It's actually like got to hold it with two hands. I love the vapor.